Assassin meta picks are somewhat back in, I would say. You know, they can be utilized in these games. That's really where H2O excels, right? And as we jump in the draft here, we're going to see how they play around that option. But at the same time, on the other side, Wise, right? What does Wise want to do here in terms of his jungle picks? Is he still going to play the same old Wise, what we're used to seeing, right? Or does he come in with some adjustments himself? Now, I know you said you've been watching his streams, Wolf, and, you know, they're not going to show all their cards there. But, you know, I'm sure he's going to be settled in. But now, heading into the draft here, first bans already, right?
Yeah. And I think on the other side of that point, if I'll just go back to your point right there, what about H2O? Are Assassin jungles going to be dominating the field right now? Because, you know, tank jungles have taken a little bit of a hit.
I think that if you don't have the Akai anymore, if it's banned out, yes, you can get all of those Assassins because banning out the Akai opens up a lot of opportunities for those Assassin junglers. And next play actually banned out the Ling.
Interesting.
Am I seeing differently?
What is it? What is?
I honestly feel that we might have swapped.
Swap.
I was gonna say, in what world do we see Blacklist actually, you know, banning the Matilda, right, and taking out an Akai here? But interesting, right? Next play, is this? Let's assume that it's.
It's right. It's correct.
Let's
I'm
assume.
sure, right? I mean.
Okay.
In case you guys are wondering, normally Oh My Venus is just a god tier Matilda player. And Wise loves those junglers. And you just called it like a few seconds before.
It's so weird to see.
The Akai.
It just makes total sense for for Blacklist International to be on the red side this time. I think that they are gonna swap it. Now, come on. I think that we have seen a lot of Mobile Legends or MPL games to say that those are probably swapped.
Yeah.
Right?
We're gonna take our general knowledge here and assume that that was swapped, right?
But I think that one thing that we have to take note is that there should always be the duality between Faramis and Valentina. That we can, if one hero from those two is banned, the other team should ban the other because that's how strong they are. And if, for example, the Faramis is picked up by a team, there should be the answer for the Valentina. Or if the Valentina is there, Faramis is going to be the trade. You can't give out those two power picks now. As the meta dictates, they are the strongest heroes individually that can fit into any kind of composition.
Yeah, at this point, it's foolish to just not ban the Faramis in any game.
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
I mean, if you're not prepared for it, and even if you are prepared for it, I don't know. I don't think there's even any way to handle that. I'm sure we'll see some adjustments soon, but right now, teams have to deal with it.
I mean, and I agree with the Faramis there, but my big question mark still personally is Valentina. I think that she's not as OP as she used to be, right? And I think some teams can actually afford to let a Valentina go through if they're willing to sacrifice that and pick up something else. Maybe,
Anana.
Right? Who knows?
I'm laughing, but you never know.
I think there were a little bit of nerfs on the Nana, but she's still very strong. It's a very anti-tank. Actually, it almost counters anything at this
It
point.
counters the Ube overall, like a huge AoE.
Huge AoE damage, good wave clear, and the fact that you turn someone into a
critter. Yeah, a little. I forgot what the exact name for that.
Molina.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Nice one.
Yeah. Actually, some professional players call it like Totoro.
Totoro. Ah, he looks like Totoro. Yeah. The
first
anime
models,
thing.
Anime cat.
My phone is vibrating like crazy. I think that's people from the Blacklist Discord. Like, no way. Yeah. Shout out to the Blacklist Discord fam there, by the way. They're so supportive. They're watching. A lot of them are watching right now. And they're probably saying, no way Venus banned out the Matilda. No.
They probably, you know, sniffed that out too. And as they kind of fix things around here, that's the thing I'm wondering, right? Once again, okay, here we go. This should be the appropriate, and there we go. Yes, so as we assumed, and also the first phase of the draft here is already done. So let's take a look at this, right? Next Play Evos is taking the Julian, the Wanwan. They're taking the Franco here. And Blacklist International, for their first phase, they take the Esmeralda, the Beatrix, the Lolita. How are we feeling about this first phase, Wolf?
Can I just say it's that Wanwan is just so strong right now. And there's no way that it will be banned out because you have to prioritize the Ling ban, the Fanny ban. So I get that they got it. But with the Julian, I think that's actually a lot of overkill, right? That's a lot of damage output right off for NXPE.
They actually first picked it so that they can flex it. We don't know yet if it's going to be middle or played in the mid or the jungle role. And now Blacklist International, they are just going to ban out some of the Esmeralda counters right now. I will not be surprised if that's a famous next ban for Blacklist International. For next play, they banned out the Eve so that they will have free reign with their marksman. And look at that, a Benedetta banned out by Blacklist International. Interesting scouting from Blacklist International.
Which normally Edward would love to pick up that Benedetta on that XP lane when he knows that Wise is going to go for those tanky heroes, right? So this is a real change of pace here for Blacklist from what we've seen from them in the previous season.
Okay, and there's a targeted ban towards Wise, of course, right? Taking out some of those jungler picks here. That's the thing, is I really want to know, first off, is the Julian possibly going in the jungle, right?
True.
Could go there. I always personally think that Julian works better in the jungle rather than throwing him in the mid lane. Because of it works better with his kit, I feel like. Now, if you're talking about putting this Julian here in the jungle, and then of course you have Franco here on the roam, and like you guys mentioned, Wanwan, a very good, solid gold lane pick. Before all this, we were focusing on the junglers, and as most games kind of go now, we have to really focus on that late game potential of the gold lanes, right?
Masha's still available for next play Evos. I wonder if they are interested to pick that up, because it is a great answer to the Beatrix already, as well as the Xavier. It's not stopped by the Esmeralda. If they pick that up, that would be a great pick, and then they can switch back to maybe a tanky jungler or someone that can match a Xavier, like a Sicilian or a Lilia. So I think it's going to be Masha plus Sicilian or Masha plus Lilia for the side of the next play Evos.
I love that Lilia just because, you know, you're gonna run circles around this Savior. If if Oh My Venus kind of lapses on the Lolita, which again, there you go with the Sicilian. Interestingly enough, they go for a Uranus, which is a very classic pick for James anyway. So, not bad.
Pretty much go back to the eternal battle next lane.
Oh my gosh,
right?
Welcome back.
If you joined us for season 9.
Since 7, I think.
Since season 8, season like 7, right? So that's typical here. Also, pointing out, this is kind of one of the settled matchups as well. Sicilian versus Xavier in that mid lane, right? And one of the great things about Sicilian is, especially late game, if you can turtle up, defend all your life out, and gain stacks continuously, they have a lot of damage output here for next play Evos, right? So that is something that Blacklist International has to be careful with. And okay, it's actually going to be a Thamus picked up here, Jungle Thamus, which works really well for Wise.
Yeah, exactly. They want to really put all of their all of their eggs in this OHIP basket with this Beatrix in the late game. Now, the main strength of the Thames is that it clears the lane, the jungle, very, very fast. That's why it can maybe outspeed the Julian when it comes to like rotating around the map.
You know what's also fast? McDonald's delivery.
There it is. Want to score your free elite skin? Comment the hashtag McDeliveryGaming Buddy and your favorite McDo food on every MPL Season 10 stream on McDonald's PH Facebook page. 70, yes, 70 lucky commenters will be randomly picked. That's a lot of McDelivery, right?
And a lot of elite skins. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
Can I take a little bit of a break? I want to get a delivery.
This season is like a treat for Rockhard.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. I saw your face.
I know, on the English desk, people are going to be like, wait, does Franco actually bite people when he bloody hunts them?
That's what we call it. That's what the pro players call it.
Well, they call that Kagat in Tagalog. Now, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 1 here. Blacklist International versus Next Play Evos.
This is the game that we are all waiting for here. The Battle of the Jerseys, those beautiful, beautiful garments that they are donning. Definitely some of the highest tier I've ever seen, so don't call me out. Yeah, both of them, actually. And there's going to be a big fight here in the middle. They got Mycophobia burning through that flicker real quick. That's actually a lot being used by NXPE. That's first blood going over the Blacklist International.
So that's first blood already. Actually, it wasn't 1 minute yet, right?
Not even.
Blacklist International is back, right? That's I think that's the statement here. But there's a lot of chaos already early on, right? So this is one of the things that you mentioned. Oh, man.
Oh, but look at this. It's probably going to be a kill, but nope. Donut says, I'm not going to risk it. We got a battle going on the bottom side. We got to clear those comms. That's another kill for Blacklist. That is going to be 2-0 for NXPE. What are they going to do here?
Unfortunately for NXPE, they weren't able to protect their orange buff this time because that was the rotation of Blacklist International. They're sort of vertical in a way that after the Lethal Wanderer, they established influence around that orange buff. And actually, H2 cannot position himself there. That's why Blacklist will have a tremendous lead right now.
Yeah, there's going to be a huge lead for Blacklist. But of course, they are going to give a little bit of a try here. Maybe Oh My Venus would be a bit of a treat, but no, Oh My Venus still very much on that map awareness.
Yeah,
I love these tooltips, by the way.
I
this
know.
is what we
I was
need.
just about to mention it, right?
Yeah, if you guys don't know what the turtle buff does, that's what it does, right there. Adds a shield, adds some damage, and that goes over the Blacklist International. Oh, look at that! Look at Donut dodging that huge laser on the field! And Oheb trying to capitalize, but of course, Mikophobia is there to block it out.
Man, oh man. Okay, so going back to the turtle, right? This is once again what I always wanted to talk about early game at this point, the jungle, right? The jungle matchups. H2O is actually taking the Demon Slayer jungle emblem here, right? He needs to contest those fights against Wise because as we saw and as we typically see with famous jungles, they can clear objectives so fast. So I really want to see NXPE match that, but now in the jungle.
Oh man, Mikophobia's in trouble! There goes the hammer! It's hammer time! Wise gets the kill! And from here, it's going to be H2O trying to match it on the bottom side with Edward. Edward, though, with the toughness that comes with the Esmeralda, will be able to make it out right there and then. And again, that's what happens when you have that Demon Slayer. Your damage against the fights is just very, very neutered. Oh my goodness.
You can see already the difference between the early game rotations of Blacklist International and NXPE. EVOS, just because of their composition, when Blacklist International goes for their rotations, they get kills. For NXPE, they didn't even put Edward to half. That's the difference between the composition in the early stages.
Okay. Yeah, I think at this point to take out Edward, you need at least 3 people or something.
And I didn't expect Oheb to get that. You know, I just pictured the pose, but now...
Oh, but you know who got got? That's going to be... That's Haji. He got by Mikophobia right there.
Venus!
Oh my Venus with the flicker and the Numenor Blast combo. Oheb, that shotgun, it hurts! Oh my gosh, and that's Wise getting that kill. Oh man, but it's going to be NXPE with the counterattack. Oh my Venus goes down to H2O. Donut, he's flying, he's hidden, he gets that target. Oheb gonna be down. That's 2 for none in favor of NXPE.
NXPE fighting back here, right? And this is exactly what they need to do. They need to contest his turtle, but Wise here now.
Wise will still be able to get that jungle. Very good retribution timing there again. H2O with the Demon Slayer emblem. It did get nerfed, right? It doesn't add the damage anymore to...
but he is 2 levels ahead of
That
H2.
is huge.
That is definitely huge.
That caught up.
Yep. No, so if there is a specialty for Donut, that's definitely the one. There's like his... So, a 1-1 is like Donut's Choco Butternut.
Choco Butternut.
Okay. Yeah, that's his most used hero. I think even in January of this year, we saw him perform the SEABOL qualifiers with this hero. He definitely knows how to play it. And the early rotation coming out from Donut is very surprising for a 1-1, but he did get a little bit of an equalizer for NXPE EVOS. That being said, though, Blacklist International very quick with their rotations. I just said it, global presence coming out from Haji.
Man, and that's this is the shot calling we're used to seeing from Blacklist International, right? The timing, the synchronization of those ultimate abilities across the map, something like that Dawning Light, is exactly what works so well for Blacklist International.
Yeah.
So, still though, NXPE EVOS actually finding some good moments themselves. They got to continue to play around that. What they really need to do is allow H2O to come online here on this Julian. A lot of it is just going to be setups relying on those enhanced chains and the hooks from Mikophobia.
Yep,
right?
There you
go.
go.
And then they need to follow up with the damage. The downside of this, though, for NXPE EVOS is they need the scaling here coming out from Yelly Haze.
That's going to take a while, especially with a Wan and a Julian. But right now, though, it's going to be another Numenor Blast hitting Mikophobia. In front right now is Jane. So that they'll be relatively safe for the meantime. And right now, I think Blacklist with the... They might be spreading themselves a bit too thin here on the map. Top lane, they're trying to go for a bit of a push, but it's really difficult with the front of the Franco hook.
We can see the Blacklist International puts a lot of emphasis on the left side of the map where the gold laner is. And this is actually one of the classic Blacklist International plays. Along with RSG, they're the two teams that likes to make their rotation towards the gold laner side so that they can empower their gold laner, their position 1 as soon as possible.
And it's pretty obvious that the gold lane is the focus of Blacklist here. That's why they're so heavily rotating around. But again, NXPE, they're actually still able to answer. Ooh, that was a very close hook there from Mikophobia. You can really feel the tempo, the change of tempo from NXPE because of Miko.
Yeah. This is, I mean, the crazy thing here, right, is just the tempo. We're talking a lot about tempo here, but NXPE EVOS isn't doing too bad. I mean, yes, the gold lead is slowly building here once again for Blacklist International, but as they focus around Donut, right, trying to protect Donut, they're banking on Donut really carrying these team fights later on, especially with the crossbow of the Tang, the way that it works, also having that Inspire, and then late game potential. Once again, you have that win condition in Yelly Haze alone. So if they can continue to keep Donut safe and just rely on these picks for now, they're going to be in a good position for that first, second Lord matchup. But now the focus here in mid lane.
Oh, it's going to be a big one. Donut, oh my god, he could not fly. He got just anchored there to the ground. No one to proc there. And there's going to be a 4v5 in favor of Blacklist. Yelly Haze, actually the bat impact is really doing a lot of damage, but Oh My B is able to block off some of that feast. And right now, it's going to be another bit of a stalemate with James in the front of NXPE. They are doing quite well in keeping this tower alive, but how long can they do that? It's going to be Oh My Venus will kill on the Yelly Haze from the back. It's a dive by Edward and Oh My Venus. It worked so well in their favor. And because of that, Blacklist is going to have to retreat. I think they're happy with what they got.
Definitely Blacklist International happy with that. Their positioning was also much better than NXPE EVOS.
Yeah, speaking of positioning, that's a very 1v3 close quarters position that Wise is really excelling at. He has tried to flex as hard as he can on that Jiggle Fam. Again, one of the strongest heroes on the patch right now.
We love to call that here on the English stream Chad mode.
Chad mode!
Giga Chad mode. 1 versus 3, that's exactly what you want to do if you're playing that Thamus here. He also picks up a big defensive item and setup here. Top lane, it's only 1 hit away, by the way.
That was funny.
I feel like that was just a, hey, look at me, I have the new Roam Blast. The Queen's back, baby.
It's a Uranus, so you need a big high five.
Oh, yeah.
You want a high five by Uranus, you need something really big. That's what Oh My Venus did.
Well, now they're going to be focused here on this Tier 1 turret as Blacklist International finding more space and even making it hard for H2O to even get a buff at this point.
At this point, it's so easy for OHEB to snipe those Tier 1 turrets that they're not going to be able to last long against the Renner hits. And right now, it's going to be the Lord focus on Blacklist. They've got control of that front push. Oh My Venus, a weirdly positioned Newman on blast, but all is good. James trades up with a tower on top, though.
So this is where NXPE EVOS should accept the fact that Blacklist International's tempo is quite fast. They have to already concede the early and the mid game. What they need to do now is to just defend. They have the Sicilian for this. They can split push with James. James just have to keep himself in the dead lane and make sure that he doesn't die. And Blacklist International, they can continuously push against NXPLAY, and all NXPLAY has to do right now for them to bring back to their the game to their favor is to wait for the late game. Accept that they are weak right now, just defend their lanes, and hope that Blacklist International's power will decrease.
NXPE has 2 super scalers. So
oh my god!
The Filipino sniper strikes again! And the Lord pushes up on middle. OHEB takes down the turret.
I could just see the post coming out from OHEB, right? I mean,
imagine it already.
That's exactly what we saw earlier in the game, and now he just did it once again here. He's very comfortable on this Beatrix, and look at the push, right? James getting something, but now assaulting the base here for NXPLAY EVOS.
No minions, they're still gonna go in. Edward is all alone, but I think that is not gonna be a problem for this Esmeralda. Tough as rocks here. Gonna be bitten by the Bloody Hunt by Mikophobia. No turret hitting. That means there will be no kills happening, and that's a disengage from Blacklist.
Come on, man. You see Blacklist International, it seems like their chemistry is untouched. Every time that somebody throws a spell, there is always a follow-up. For example, you saw that the ultimate coming out from Hadges was the OHEB with the sniper. They layered it so well. But that's not all. Even in their smaller combos, right? The small ticket combos. Like, for example, the Mystic Field after the Falling Star Moon. That's just a poke, but they still layered it so well.
Yeah, but what NXPE is doing right now is trying to hit hard onto Edward.
No way!
No way! He lasts long, but that will not be the case. He will not survive. A push is attempted by Blacklist on top side, but doesn't really result to anything. Here's a huge Mystic Field on the middle. Bigophobia forced to flicker out, and that will be a turret going down. Blacklist very happy with that push. They did not pay for it. They did not get away without a scratch, though.
Okay. So NXPE Evo's able to get, a little space too. Both sides of the map, top and bottom, have those tier 2 turrets down, so they were able to get that. But still, we're talking about 8K gold lead here for Blacklist International,
8K,
right?
oh my god,
They need to buy a little bit more time here for NXPE Evos. And this is what we're seeing, right? The next Lord's going to be up here in about 14 seconds. They want to contest this, even though, even looking at the items, they are going to be out-itemized because of that gold gap for them. But they could possibly turn the tide unless a Blacklist finds a pick here.
It's the pick way. It's the way to pick. You got the cloaked attack. Bigophobia goes down. He can't even do the bloody hunt anymore. He got surprised by that sneak attack right there. Our sponsors for
well
for
played,
this segment. But yeah, that was a beautiful execute there. Could not be calculated by NXPE. Get caught by surprise. In the end, Blacklist gets the Lord for their efforts.
There's a lot of problems that NXPE should be facing right now. This is an enhanced Lord, which has that jump, as well as the fact that Haji is already up with the Holy Crystal. That's his fourth item, if I'm not mistaken, which means that 30 minutes, this Mystic Field and this ultimate is gonna hurt.
At this point, you just gotta avoid that bad impact. You're pretty good, and that's exactly what Blacklist is doing. Although NXPE, again, Yelly Haze does hurt on that Cecilion. So I think if they just keep him alive, they should be good to go. Can they though?
Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be hard. Even with that Malefic Roar being picked up here by a Donut, a lot of the times he doesn't even get in position that he needs to, right? That's one of the things we talked
on the Wise. Oh my Venus with the flicker! And the Numinal Blast follow-up is unlikely though. It was a very good defensive position by NXPE, and now they are on the counter-attack. Although right now, I think James did a pretty good job in keeping Black from the base, and it's gonna be a bit of a reset here.
Great positioning and great understanding coming out from Yelly Haze, actually. Yeah. He wasn't hit by the Numinal Blast, and he clipped Oheb so that Blacklist International cannot advance.
Yeah, speaking of advance, that's exactly what Black is doing. This is round 2, and they are ready to fight. Although at this point, NXPE are happy to just stay in the base, just keep the base alive.
Bad read from NXPE. They actually lost their turret in the bottom lane because they thought that they can chase Blacklist International.
Yeah, after a great defense, reading, especially against that beefed up Lord a little bit here, they were able to defend. They lose that. It was great they had the bottom turret up, but then they lost it, right? And they're losing the damage department too, as we're seeing from these low cooldown dawning lights being popped out from Haji here. It's something they really got to deal with. And still, waiting for the moment.
That's how you do!
Blocked by Venus!
The hook block, right? And that's the reason why you pick up the Lolita, even though there's only like one marksman on the side of NXPE, right? You want to neuter those hooks from that Franco, and your players are pretty good to go.
Yeah, continue to do that, right? Like, this is the thing. When you have a Franco at some point, as always, one hook could change the game, either for the win or for the loss here, right? And with NXPE Evos being base fully exposed here, really the next objective is going to be that next Lord. The thing is, Wolf, can they actually even contest at this point, right? It's 15 minutes in.
I think they can't, especially because of the fact that Blacklist International's composition is great at team fighting, and the fact that they cannot play outside of their base.
Yeah, imagine earlier, NXPE just went to the purple buff area, and it looked like an overextend.
Exactly.
They already lost a turret.
The only way for them to win this is if they wipe out Blacklist International in a defense and hope for the best they can defend in this Lord push.
It's going to be a tall order, but again, NXPE, they will not go down without a fight. Here comes Mycophobia, the sneak attack on that Franco. It's usually very scary, but at this point, I don't see Blacklist kind of breaking a sweat here.
You see Blacklist International's positioning on the left side. If they pop the conceal, they will be in time to get into the Lord area. If they found NXPE Evos committing in the Lord area, this is great positioning coming out from Oh My Venus. And this is
controlling that forward bush.
They're gonna cut him off.
That is a huge power point.
Oh, Donut, don't reveal yourself.
Oh, that's gonna be the big question mark. Where is Donut? And they spot him out. You see him on that bush. There goes the Sanguine Claws, barely missing. Oh, heaven beat it. But there's the flicker, and Yelly Haze goes down. That's a double kill from Oheb. The shotgun to the face. Beautiful position.
I just saw it again. I saw the pose again, and now they're going to be pushing in the base for game 1 here.
It's going to be a 5v3. Donut is going to be locked down by Andor, and Mikaphobia is in trouble. Oh my goodness, with the flicker, no blast. Will be cleaning it up. James tries to go for the cut, but that will be it. Blacklist International 1-0 is